Namaste. Welcome everybody to the highlights, the English highlights of the whole moon session number 5. Let's have a little breath session to clarify our mind, to relax and better be able to understand and to speak. So the beloved Master Saint Germain, he introduced this new session by remembering us what has been discussed in the latest one, like burnout, exhaustion, and of course egregories, for introducing the topics of this Om session that will be the void. Then he made a remarkable, obviously remarkable comment on the fact that since we have introduced the English part of this group, someone from the Portuguese language may have felt the sensation that the two parts were not really connected. And he reassured us that it is not the case, and that when we are on a spiritual path, sometimes we feel this disconnection on a mental level. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, but absolutely can be a good sign. It told us that you are entering the void, you are in a void, and we will discuss the void later on. So I said there's no need to feel disoriented. Okay, you may have felt strangeness, you may have felt like the old path was not really well connected with this one, and out of the blue, but this is not the case. This is not the case. He says Shalom, all is well, all is following the right path. Now, through this introduction of this English part, many other population will be able to follow through these teachings, and also the more people will be involved in this movement, the more it will serve the good purpose to enlarge this void in consciousness that we are creating. And yeah, the void is the final destination to which we are all directed, all spiritual people are directed. So he gave us a definition of the void that I'm going to read to you. So he said, the void is a true sign of the presence of your soul. So the void is a true sign of the presence of your soul within your surrounding, embracing you, making it known to you. This void is the soul making itself present. Through it, we are really receiving a taste of what is to be connected with our soul, with the true fabric of the energetic body that is our soul. Also, naturally, he remembered us that for many lifetimes we have been disconnected from the soul. He said the soul was always there, is always here, is always in the present moment. But on a mental level, on a consciousness level, as we are identified with our human part, we are totally unaware of the presence of the soul. And the moment the soul emerges in our consciousness, we can feel this strangeness, this void. And he said at the beginning, one might feel it like not being truly himself, not being truly connected with the whole self. And yet, the focus should be who do you think you are? Who is your whole self? Who you are discovering to be, which is also your spiritual self. We are merging the two. Is it true that has been said that when something feels foreign, really foreign, is automatically associated with something bad? Because there is fear of the unknown. It's a human thing, no? But when we accept this strange feeling, We start to observe it in a piece of calmness, of stillness. The more we enter the observation, the stillness, the more we will realize how this void is something which is really at the core of our being and which is really necessary in order to evolve. So the void is the final destination of our practice. As we are in the void, we will feel more grounded in ourself, in our spiritual self. So he said, the void is the source that decides to make itself known. And why? Why? He said, decide is not, if we want to use this word, no, it's an arbitrary word. But anyway, it is to give a sense of what is happening. Why this is happening? Why the soul finally is revealing in our consciousness? Because we are less and less identified with our thought process and our emotion. The more we are detached from all that is the external world and also our thinking process, our attachment to our emotion, our state of being is more centered. So at that precise moment, the soul can emerge in order to transmute the whole self. Very good. So he said, this is the goal for all the seekers. All the seekers of all the spiritual tradition. This is the only one and only goal. And I find it very fascinating when he said that many meditators, many with decades of practice, they are not grasping this concept. They are not reaching the void. He said because they are trying to use meditation as a tool for feeling bad. Because he said, because many meditators, they are trying to use this tool in order to feel better. But and this is not a bad thing, absolutely, because meditation can heighten your state of being, can give calmness, can give a lot of health help. But he said one must go beyond that. One must not be complacent in this state of reaching a night, but must be more and more connected with this real self, to discover the void, which is something which is beyond this duality. So the old teaching in meditation, they say you have to release the bad emotion and try to focus on the good emotion. And this is not really a good practice for reaching the void, because the void is all encompassing. The void is absence of everything and presence of everything in the same times, and it is beyond duality. What does it mean? That we have to make the shadow work. We have to observe also the part of us which we don't really like, in order to bring them to the light of our consciousness to be transmuted. And once they are transmuted, what happens? It happens that our consciousness can expand. So there is a dance between what is deemed good and what is deemed bad. They all merge together in an harmonious completion. And we are able to express more fully our vital energy, our wisdom, our strength, and our intelligence. So in a sense, we may say that the void is the maximized and the total experience of being present. Being the present moment, being pure consciousness, the maximized and total experience. Depending on your mental construct, the void may appear to you initially as a focal point of consciousness. It's like if you are focusing yourself in a very restricted object, and out of this focalization you experience this void. And this can be an enhanced or refined experience of divine sense of focus. And I remember in the whole practices that I used to study, meditation, yoga, there was this practice of focusing on one point, on a single pointed meditation, and stay focused on this point for as long as you enter in an altered state of consciousness. This can be the case, not for everybody. This can be a sensation. Other than that, he speaks about what happens when we are in the void. I myself must admit that it can be very difficult to grasp this concept because it is beyond the mind. And in fact, the Master said it is that the void is a state beyond time and space. So it can happen that the perception of time is altered, and so you spend like days, like they were weeks. And also you say, also the space is altered because you may feel like you are not really into your body. Also the surrounding space, you feel very connected. Also your body, you feel very connected with all that is around you. And this is a place where true spirituality lies. So the Master invites us to stay there in the void as long as you can. So to enlarge this sensation of void, to never leave it. So when we are in our meditation, when we observe our thought, our feeling, and we start to feel a sense of dissociation, of strangeness, which is neither good nor bad, it just is, we have to try to stay there, to observe what all that is going on, until we feel like we are in an autopilot. The energy is taking control. We are no longer discerning the good and the bad. We are just observing. We are just the one who observes and the thing that is observed. There is a merging. I will try to make it more clear and to speak more slowly. The true word is an absence of ego. In what sense? In the sense that we no longer identify with our thought process. So we don't need to analyze what is emerging from our inner core. We just let it flow, we just let it happen. And the moment we surrender fully to it, fearless without fear, it begins to be more and more impacting in our perception, till the point where it's like entering a space we are no longer just the human, but we are entering the space of the spiritual self. This is the void. A place where true spirituality lies. The Master also advises that he is looking for an English speaking person that he will held 3 times per week the English Bio meeting on Zoom, which they will be meeting, bringing the message of the violet flame using the violet mantra. This meeting has already been a great success for the Portuguese audience. Now we are ready to start the English Zoom session, and in the future also other language may be added. So I thank you for your attention. How to precisely enter this void? You must still your body. Your spine must be erect. Your neck erect. And the shoulders open. You relax your body. You relax your body. And you focus your attention on your breath. You relax even more, and you elongate your breath. This must be done naturally, effortlessly. You start to feel the body, all the sensation. You can adjust a little bit. Feel comfortable. and relax. Now you start to feel the emotion, the underlying emotion that you have. Whatever it is, you observe it, you embrace it, you live it. It is on your stomach area. And you express it, you let it flow. Give some time. After you observe enough time, for enough time the emotion, some thoughts may arise. Something that is going on in your life. And you let it be, you just observe it. Okay, at this point, you may be feeling some discomfort in your body again, or an emotion of resistance rise. All is well, it's like a dance. You accept everything, you observe everything. And again, the thoughts can be there. And the presence is taking care of everything. You're just allowing the life to flow through you. After you have practicing this self-observation long enough, the awareness will take a better reach on you, a better control, and you will allow the awareness to be more and more in control. And for awareness, we may call it I am presence, we may call it inner self, higher self, or spiritual self, like the Master lately. And this may feel disorienting at the very beginning, feeling of strangeness, but it is okay. It's just a new thing. We must adjust to this strangeness. Without fear, but observing the fear, letting the fear be. There's really no mental processing, that is going on. It is just happening in a perfect way, unfolding divinely, allowing our karma to be purged, our body, our mind to be merged and transformed with our spirit. And the more we stay in this space, the more it became easy, the more it became fixed. Stay in the void, practice the void. Namaste.